How do you know if your SEO strategy is outdated? You're probably watching this video because your current provider, maybe the results have plateaued, maybe you feel like you're getting the runaround. Either way, there's something telling you that something's off. And in this video, I'm going to reveal to you the 5 things that are working right now so you can audit what's currently being done, see if these things are actually in place for your campaign. That would let you know if it's outdated or not. And I'm also going to share with you 5 things to look for that would tell you, they're probably not doing the things that they should be doing. So let's get into it. Let's talk about the 5 things that are working right now, because some of the stuff that worked even 3 or 4 years ago is not the same strategy that we're advising clients today with our company. So the first thing you need to understand is that Google has changed over the years and focused a lot on what we call proximity. I've got some other videos in the description below this one that talk all about Google Maps, talk about local service ads, some of the other things that are going to come up here in just a moment. I encourage you to check those out for some extra information if you want to do a deeper dive. Google Maps is playing favorites. The businesses that are closest to the searcher are the ones who are winning the visibility. And if you look here on my screen, you can see that I did a search for HVAC contractors in Albuquerque, where I live. And as we scroll down, look at all the contractors that show up. The blue dot is roughly where I am right now, and the closest businesses are the ones that show up in Google Maps right away. So that's not by accident, that's engineered with Google's algorithm. And so if your provider is not paying attention to what's happening with Google Maps and they're not advising you about the zones where you could be strongest versus the places where you might be weakest, and they can't target those, then you're probably working with somebody who's using strategies that worked before 2020. The second thing I want you to know about what's working right now is Google is pushing people more into pay to play. So gone are the days of being able to only focus on your SEO as a home service contractor and just get all the leads. If you look on my screen right here, this is what a typical search result looks like in HVAC as an example. The first thing you see at the top are the local service ads, then Google ads, then Google Maps, and then you have what we call the organic listings, the old top 10 that people used to talk about, right? So in certain businesses like HVAC, SEO alone is the most important thing that you need to grow your business digitally. But if you look at something like landscaping, people don't need to landscape their yard. And so if you're trying to go with just SEO alone in the landscaping business, you might need some other complementary services to help you push people over the edge to actually give you a call. So Google's pushing pay to play. If you're not going to do anything with local service ads, and you're in some of those industries that I talked about, you might need to consider adding on to what you're currently doing. The third thing that's working right now is SEO agencies like ours using AI for research. Research specifically to find out what types of pages and things to build on your website. So looking at the gaps between you and your competitors, and then looking at the current pages that exist and how they're stacking up against the competition. AI has allowed us to identify very quickly the places that need attention and need optimization, and they can be done very quickly. Versus before, it was a manual thing. There was data and research combined with intuition and experience. That was a slower thing to implement with less precision. And now AI is allowing our teams to move faster with more precision and close up all the gaps. And so a business that's doing your SEO for you that's not really leaning into that is going to be struggling to keep up. The fourth thing that's working now and is really important are your reviews. And I've spoken a lot about reviews. I encourage you to go in the comments below, the description area, and check out the playlist on reviews. This is a central core component of your current SEO strategy. If your current provider is not helping you automate reviews, you need to find a different provider. Because if you don't get the reviews, you will never get the full result that you need to get from Google and from your SEO practices, okay? The fifth and final thing that we see a lot is that we come in with new clients, and the first thing that we're doing is building additional service pages where there weren't any. And so if you take the example of the HVAC contractor, we'll come in and we'll look at a website, and there will be a page for cooling services, a page for heating services, and a page for plumbing services. But that's it. What they're missing are all the individual services and having pages dedicated to them. So plumbing repairs, repiping, water heater installation, water heater replacement, things like that. And so if your current company or your provider is not doing these 5 things, there's a good chance that the strategy they're deploying is way out of date. So what are some of the things that they might be doing that are kind of filling the time and making you feel like they're doing something productive? Well, first thing is they may not have a content plan for you. There's no way they could tell you what's coming up in the next few months, and that is somebody who doesn't have their eye on the ball with strategy. So what they might be doing instead is copying and pasting blogs from ChatGPT directly into your website. Let me give you an example of one that I found recently. This is a company that's near us in Albuquerque, New Mexico, Dove Electric. And if you look at this blog post and you start cruising through the other blog posts, you'll notice a pattern. You can tell this was written by ChatGPT. Why? Because it's basically a list of things and there's no real writing that would cater towards a human on this page. Who writes like this? Who would want to read this? This is content that's designed specifically for a search engine, but doesn't take into account a person. And if you don't take into account the person in today's current environment, the effects of these blogs is about 0. Okay? And so the right contractor, the right agency isn't just going to be copying and pasting stuff from ChatGPT. You can see it, you can tell. You might even see like emojis in the content and things like that. The second thing that they might be providing for you is listings management. Let me let you know a secret. Listings management is something that happens one time in the very first month of any service. And so paying for that ongoing listings management is meaningless. If it was done right and set up the first time, you shouldn't be paying for it on an ongoing basis, and it shouldn't be a part of the deliverable. The third thing, and I touched on this previously, you know what doesn't work now? Just having service pages on your website that have a list of everything that you do versus individual pages that go into more detail about what you do, the things that people might be asking, the pricing, the seasonality of it, so on and so forth. The fourth thing, it's kind of like a red flag actually, is if the company is focused so much on Google Maps and not paying any attention to the website. Newsflash. Optimizing your Google business profile happens one time. There is some ongoing maintenance that you can do for it, but that ongoing maintenance is not the thing that's going to move the needle long term. What's going to move the needle long term for your Google Maps listing, which accounts for most of the business that you'll get from online, is going to be working on the website itself, because the website helps boost up your Google Maps presence. And that's like the #1 contributing factor that you can actually optimize for that will affect the maps. There's other things, not going to go into detail within this video because it's not as important. The fifth final thing you want to look out for is agencies or consultants that are chasing AI SEO. Because what you're seeing in the headlines about AI SEO taking over and people searching on ChatGPT and such, there was a study recently done by a company called Searchlight who ties lead flow to revenue generated for home service companies. And they found that of the thousands of businesses that are currently under their management, less than 4% of all the leads generated are coming from things like ChatGPT. So right now, Google is still the beast. It's still the beast that feeds ChatGPT and these other LLMs that are serving up their own form of search results. And so when you optimize for Google, you automatically start to optimize for those AI engines. And AI SEO is just a small component of what needs to be done right now to future-proof the business. And so those are 5 things that don't work right now that are just wasting time. Make sure that your company, your provider is doing the first 5 things that I mentioned, and you should be on track and know that your SEO strategy isn't going stale. It's going to stand the test of time, and they're evolving. Now, of course, there's a lot more to this. Every business is different. Every service provided is a little bit different. If you want to change things up, if you're not sure after watching this video if you've got the right strategy, click on the link in the description below this video, book a call with me or somebody on my team, and we'll take a look at what you got going on, hear about your goals and things that you have for the future, and then match up your marketing, your search engine optimization with your goals and get you back on track. So with that being said, I appreciate you for watching this video. Hopefully I can hear from you soon, help you get the goals and the results that you're looking for, and I'll catch you on the next video. Bye for now. Thanks so much for watching my video. If you like this one, you'll love some of the other videos we have posted here on our channel that help blue-collar business owners get more out of their digital marketing. So make sure to hit that subscribe button, check out the other videos. If you got questions or comments, post them below. I look forward to catching you on the next video. Bye for now.